ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ. Namaste to all of you. We are entering into a new phase of COVID-19 and we have entered into the month of June. Wish you all again and again good health. Stay safe, stay healthy, and serve the nation through your work, through your life. So, a couple of days ago, I was talking about the discoveries which Vivekananda had made about our great country, about our past, present, and the future. His 3 days of meditation at Kanyakumari, his traveling all over the length and breadth of India, living with the poor, living with the rich, living with the aristocratic, living with the workers, living with the pundits, living with the farmers all over the country, traveling the length and breadth, and then his meditation and vision at Kanyakumari is well known, and I wish all of you would read that part of the life of Vivekananda, his wandering days in India, how he had accumulated that spirit and that feelings towards the people of the country, and exhorting later on through his letters, through his conversations, and through his lectures on Colombo to Almora. So a lot of things are there, many incidents are there for all of us to grasp, to meditate, and to be blessed, to be a servant of our own motherland. So today in this episode, I am just sharing with you the first discovery which Vivekananda had made. Through his letters, through his conversations, through his lectures, these have been culled, these have been brought together in one place. The first discovery, I would call it, in Swami Vivekananda's own words, is the neglect of the masses. This particular point may not be a new thing today, after 125 years. But during that time, during the end of the 19th century, people were busy only with widow remarriage or abolishing the idol worship, the caste feelings and the suppression of the British and things like that. So at that time, somebody had to observe this and point out where the real problem is. So Swami Vivekananda is a pioneer in that program of identifying the problem and placing it before the entire nation and creating a band of workers, creating the Ramakrishna mission to work for the welfare of the society. So he had raised his voice and declared. I'm going to read out to you the exact words, quoting Swami Vivekananda's teachings, Vivekananda's words on the neglect of the masses. Remember that the nation lives in the cottage, but alas, nobody ever did anything for them. Our modern reformers are very busy about widow remarriage. Of course, I am a sympathizer in every reform, but the fate of a nation does not depend upon the number of husbands their widows get, but upon the condition of the masses. Can you raise them? Can you give them back their lost individuality without making them lose their innate spiritual nature? This is the first point I am placing before all of you. So our people, our common masses were hemmed in, were just suppressed, was oppressed by the British, by the other invaders for nearly 700 years approximately. So when Europe was enjoying the fruits of the Industrial Revolution, here the British had occupied and had suppressed the economy also. We have so many painful incidents of Dhaka weavers and all other things which were not allowed to come up in life. So the masses of India had lost that advantage of the Industrial Revolution. And most of the social reformers of the second half of the century, there are so many great people, due respect to everybody who had contributed intellectually and politically for the nation's freedom. We had Ram Mohan Roy, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, we had Keshav Chandra Sen of the Brahmo Samaj, we had Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, we had Dayananda Saraswati, we had a number of people who were thinking about their action plan, thinking about their group, thinking about their region. But Swamiji, traveling to the length of the breadth of the country, had a different game plan and a different master stroke over this. So he had said in another place, whether the leadership of the society be in the hands of those who monopolize learning or wield the power of riches, the source of its power is always the subject masses. By so much as the class in power severes itself from the source, by so much is it sure to become weak. But such is the strange irony of fate, such is the queer working of Maya, that they from whom this power is directly or indirectly drawn, by fair means or foul, by deceit, stratagem, force, or by voluntary gift, they soon cease to be taken into account by the leading class. Our aristocratic ancestors went on treading the common masses of our country underfoot, till they became helpless, till under this torment the poor people nearly forgot that they were human beings. They have been compelled to be merely hewers of wood and drawers of water for centuries. The poor, the low, the sinner in India have no friends, no help. They cannot rise, try however they may. They sink lower and lower every day. They feel the blows showered upon them by a cruel society, and they do not know whence the blow comes. They have forgotten that they too are men, and the result is slavery. I consider the greatest national sin is the neglect of the masses, and that is one of the causes of our downfall. No amount of politics would be of any avail until the masses in India are once more well educated, well fed, and well cared for. This is the first discovery, a very important discovery in Swamiji's letters, Swamiji's lectures. So that is how he called the whole nation, the educated, the aristocratic, and the youth to gird up their loins and take care of the masses, take care of the poor people. And today it is much more needed how to build up that rhythm, how to build up the nation, not for fighting, not for chaos, but for service of God in man. So let us work together for making India strong, vibrant, and revitalized, rejuvenated as Swamiji wanted. May he bless us all. May he inspire us all to understand this particular idea, and let us rededicate ourselves is my humble prayer to all our friends and devotees. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Namaste. Thank you.